It's one of those like fake setups. Hey, I'm Gary. But let's just keep it no editing. Hey guys, first and foremost, what I'm doing right now is just thank you so much before anything else for all the communication. I'm just so thankful for all the emails and tweets and Facebook statuses. By the way, the Facebook stuff is really easy to communicate with. Facebook.com/Gary, Gary. Come say hey. Come say hey and say that you saw this video. I'd love to say hi. I have some time tonight after I'm taking Lizzie to a play. Got to spend time with the family, number one. I want to talk about something. It's funny. This is probably going to get passed around because I think this is actually good thought. And all that stuff in the beginning is going to kind of confuse them. So just how I do it, folks. It's just real. That's all I know. Social media. Worst thing that ever happened to social media is the word media. I want to talk about that for a second. Because the word media is in there, now that I've spent over a year with VaynerMedia, spending a lot of times with different clients and different agencies, everybody wants metrics. Everybody wants ROI. And I think that's extremely valid, and I get it. And ironically, there's plenty of things like Hootsuite and Sprinkler and Radiant 6, and Nielsen's has its own version. Social media, stats are out there. Hold on, Justin, don't leave. I know it's your anniversary, don't leave. But I think the worst thing that ever happened to social media is this word media, because what I do doesn't feel a whole lot like media. What I do, what our clients like the NHL and the Nets and the Jets that have been successful in this space are doing, what brands like Zappos and Starbucks and Ford, and Comcast and other brands that have gotten credit or some love, Old Spice, for being involved in this whole thing are doing doesn't feel a whole lot like media to me. It really doesn't. It feels like customer service. It feels like giving a crap. And I'm really curious. It's one of these things that remember when you would call the internet the World Wide Web? I have a funny feeling, and the reason I called Mott, we just taped a bunch of Wine Library TVs. I'm like, Mott, get in here. I have a weird feeling that social media is going to be rebranded. I really do. I just don't feel like it's going to be called social media. Now, it feels like social media to me where one of the big things that we're doing with a lot of clients is we're extending their media, meaning we're taking the banner ads, we're taking the print and the radio and the television campaigns, and we're extending the story into the web. And that feels a little social media-like to me. You're taking the creative and you're making it more engaging. You're sending it somewhere where you're collecting the data and you're interacting. It has a lot of value. But it doesn't feel like media when you're answering people's question, because I never saw a television commercial or a billboard or a newspaper article answer a question or help with a return or give a reason. You got it? K Murph, you got it? I'm sorry, you're going to be mad but there's a lot going on. It just never felt to me as though what I've been doing is media. I've done media my whole life. I've bought billboards, I've bought banner ads, I've bought newspaper ads. What I've been doing for the last 4 years for my brand, for my company, for my show, and now for my clients doesn't feel like media to me. I just think the word is wrong. And I just predict that it's going to change, and I think that it's really hurting a lot of people, and I think a lot of agencies and a lot of PR companies and a lot of brand managers and a lot of companies need to think about this thought. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that this was so scatterbrained because it's going to confuse a lot of people, but I hope you get the genesis and the thesis of this conversation, which is that social media is misbranded. And by its terminology, it's confusing people. They're trying to find out the ROI, which is great, but it's the same ROI as earned media and guerrilla marketing. Chatter is going to cause some sales, and you're going to be able to tie that in, and that's coming. But I think what's much more important is what's the ROI on your relationship with your best friend? I'm curious about that. What's the ROI on opening the door for a woman who's holding 2 bags, or when a lady gets on a train, you getting up and giving her that seat? What's the ROI of manners? What's the ROI of actually caring, that extra thank you, that extra hello, smiling at the register? What's the ROI?